All right, boys, I'm going to try and keep this video short and sweet, but I just want to talk to you about lighting. Okay, now, okay, look, you've likely, you were making a game. You know what workspace is, you know what players is. What is this, bro? What does this do? Now, you likely do know about the more common ones, like, you probably know what blur is, for example, right? There we go. Everything is blurred now, okay? So you likely understand how something like blur would work, right? But what about all the other things? Or what if for you some of these just don't work at all, right? So like you add a depth of field, but it's not showing, right? Why is that? So I'm gonna get to all of that, okay? And let's actually get to that issue, right? Where like some of the effects are not showing. The way you fix this is you go to File, I think Studio Settings, Rendering, and then set the editor quality level to just the highest it can go, right? So like 21, because the lower this is, the less like quality you're gonna get. So if I set this to like this, right? There, all the shadows are gone. I don't even know if blur works anymore. Okay, blur still works, okay? But yeah, so as you can see, Roblox right now does not look the greatest. There's no shadow. Let me see. They're literally, yeah. Yeah, so the shadow is gone, right? So that that is not good. But you set it to the highest it can go, and then everything's back. There we go. So we have the shadows, we have the actual like the sun and everything, more more of this stuff. So yeah, just make sure it's set on the highest level. So the way lighting works is, I believe, right? Let me just check something real quick, boys. Just a second. Okay. So anything which changes how the game looks, right? So like yeah, so like like blur, atmosphere, bloom, depth of field, sun rays, color correction has to go in lighting, right? So I'm pretty sure, yeah, so I'm pretty sure all of these effects have to be in lighting. Otherwise, we're not actually going to be able to see their effects, okay? And so let me show you all of these things. So let me just add, let's see, what are we missing? Blur and color correction. I think those are all. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna just disable these real quick. So color correction is disabled. So the first one is, actually, no, okay. I'm gonna start off with just talking to you about lighting, okay? Because lighting itself has some properties. The most notable one being brightness. This is how bright things are, right? Um, so I don't know. Yeah, again, just how bright stuff looks. Now, also do note that this brightness comes from this skybox, right? So it's not just brightness on your screen, right? Because as you can see, if the brightness is 0, like if you keep looking at the sky actually remains the same, right? It's just how well lit like these things are. So it's how lit the ground is, right? Not like the brightness of the actual screen, right? And it's at 3 initially, I think. No, just 3, bro. Come on. There we go. Okay. We have ambience, which I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there we go. So it just changes the color of the actual sky, right? And again, I think it's like grayish something. Yeah, around this. I don't know. We have color shift bottom and color shift top. Now, I will be honest. I will be honest. This is one which I'm not too sure what it does, okay? Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, that is interesting. So this changes it, but what does this do? Color shift top, color shift bottom. Okay, so color shift top seems to change the light, but then color shift bottom seems to do nothing. Does it say the hue of global lighting on the bot? Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So top is for the top of the object, while bottom is for the bottom of the object. So if I were to lift this up, uh, fascinating. Okay. Now I will be honest, bro. I'm not the best with lighting and all of that, but that's what Roblox is saying. So apparently it's on the top or on the bottom. I don't know, right? This again, you're rarely gonna want to use this. This it says it's for the bottom surfaces. This says it's for the top surfaces. Do with that what you will. Okay, I'll just set them back to white. Um, there we go, back to white. Okay. Then we have environment. What is it called again? Environment diffuse. And what this does is it just adds like this is basically the difference, okay? Like this. So you can kind of think of this like contrast in a way, right? Like as you can see, this part just goes fully dark, right? Or not fully dark, but it goes like really dark. But then with here, it's like it's more softer, you know? Then we have environments specular, right? And I'll be honest, I'm not even too sure what this does. If we set these both to 0, yeah, they're very dark. But then here they're more ambient. Okay, yeah, let's just assume we understand what this does, okay? Global shadows, just yeah, for every shadow, basically. Outdoor ambient. This one's pretty cool. This one, I believe, and I can't be too sure, but I think this changes the sky. This does not change the sky. Okay, I'm a little stupid. I'm pretty sure outdoor ambient just takes like all of the lighting and applies a hue to it, like a color shade, right? And now you may say, but we have this, right? Let's see. Shadow color outdoors. Effective ambient value for outdoors, effectively shadow color outdoors. Okay, this changes just the color tint, but I believe what this does is it changes like the light. I'm pretty sure. So there's probably like some minor difference here and there, which eventually is gonna matter, but you can just think of these as doing the same things, okay? Lighting should not be too complicated. Shadow softness, just how soft the shadow is. Here it's like, just kind of hard shadow. Here it's more of a softer shadow. Technology, I'll be honest, man, I don't even know what this is. Compatibility, future, shadow map, or voxel. Let's do shadow map because we have actual shadows on here, right? Click time, geographical latitude, time of day. This is for like times, So if you do one, there we go. Now it's night. So, Roblox has a built-in time. So if you ever want to, if you're a JoJo fan, want to do some Made in Heaven type stuff, you can make a script which, continuously adds on to this time of day. I'm just saying. Time is a 24-hour clock format. It's a string. Okay, yeah. So if you want to change this, then you have to actually make it a string. So it's XX, 2 dots, YY, all right, I'm stupid. Hold on. XX, 2 colons, YY, 1 colon, and ZZ, where X is hour, Y is minute, and Z is seconds. That's actually insanely cool. I actually want to script that. Give me a second, actually. I'm not going to script it right now. But okay, hold on. Let me just add on the idea. Hold on. In case you don't know what Made in Heaven is, it's this ability in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure where time rotates very fast. So I feel like that'd be fun to try out. But like I said, back to lighting, okay? What do we got? Exposure components, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Doesn't matter. Use current lighting. I don't even know. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter, right? So the first one is atmosphere. And this one's very cool because if I change the density, wow, how cool is that? This effectively applies like a fog-like effect to your character, right? Or I should say like the player's current camera, right? So this kind of like shows how visible stuff is around the player, right? Then we have offset. So this is just, how kind of close you have to be. So yeah, like that. So if the offset is little, then we can't really see much outside. But if it's high, then we can still see stuff, But we can still see fog and everything. Yeah, so I'm gonna set the offset. Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Look at this. That is weird. Okay, all right, it's fine. Then we have color, okay? So what this does is if I set this to red, for example, and I set the glare, or no, wait. Wow. Whoa. If I set the density of this, hold on. Oh, I understand. Give me 1 second, bro. Give me 1 second. Okay. So how haze works, right? Yes, okay, so this only controls just like, the visibility of things. How haze works is that whatever color this is, it applies this sky to it, right? So we have this like weird thing where like the higher it is, the more sky it covers, right? So it gives you this quite terrifying looking thing, right? And then if you change the density of this, then it just cuts through and it gives you like this fog like effect, right? But then offset, I'm pretty sure like it keeps the fog, but it actually lets you see the outline of stuff. It lets you see the outline of objects. But when offset is 0, then you can't see the outline. You just see this fog, right? And you can change the color to be anything you want. So you can set it to be, light blue, like so. And then what glare does, yeah, there we go. So this is Roblox, and this looks absolutely terrifying. I don't know why, but this looks terrifying, okay? And then we have decay, which I don't even know what decay does, to be completely honest. Oh, okay. So I think decay is like what the sun emits, and then everything behind it is what this color is, sort of. There we go. I hope you're enjoying this Roblox ambience, this atmosphere. But I'm gonna. Can I even change the effect? I can't even disable it. What if I remove it? Okay, there we go. Okay, that looks way better. Okay, than the abomination that I've just created. Next is the sky, and the sky is all just about the actual skybox and everything. So this needs custom assets and everything, which I won't get into. Point is, if you want a sky, just use the toolbox, bro. It's not that hard. Just look up sky. Okay, you'll find. Just drag it in. There you go. There's your sky, and then it adds these things which we don't need. There we go. I hope you're enjoying your sky. And if I just delete this, then the sky is default. Okay. Fascinating. All right. Yeah, atmosphere, whatever. Delete that. Okay. So next one is bloom. Now bloom is the one which actually you need to set this, studio settings, the graphics level to 21, right? What bloom does is it, I believe, when there's like some light, something that emits light, this just kind of blooms it, right? I can't really explain that fully, but let me show you. If I make a part, and then if I set this to be neon, right? Like this. So it's just meant to be kind of a bright part, right? I believe, yeah, so bloom is kind of like how soft the part is, sort of. You can think of it like that, right? So let me show you. Threshold. Yeah, there we go. So it's how glowy things can be. So if the threshold is very little, as in it's not limiting the blue, like the glow, then it's gonna glow, right? If the threshold is high, as in, so you can think of threshold as like the limit, right? So the higher the limit, well, the less glow, right? And this is so this controls how intense the glow is. This controls the size of the glow, and this controls the threshold of the glow. So like how yeah, basically. Threshold is intensity and threshold, they're kind of like the same things. I know they're not. I know someone in the comments is gonna be like, "Oh no, but actually," and then they're gonna name some like insignificant detail that nobody cares about. But yeah, there you go. Here's your bloom. Again, this affects every single like glow element in the game, right? So I'm gonna delete that. I assume we've learned that already. Then we have blur. Very simple. Just affects the blur, like so. There you go. You can make your character blind. Nice. I sure love not seeing anything. All right. Color correction is one of the more fun ones, I would say, because this one actually does apply a change to your entire screen. So if I enable it and then I set the brightness to be high, it will change literally everything, okay? Yeah, so the sky, the ground, everything. This literally just affects how bright your screen is, right? So if you ever want to make like a flashbang effect, you could just make a script and then just tween it to go like, oh, like so. Or like if the player is going blind, you can like make an animation where like they just go, oh, and then they just lose all sight. So, that's pretty fun. We have contrast, which contrast is basically, yeah. So either stuff is kind of grayish, right? Um, or everything's very defined. I can't really explain to you what, contrast is exactly, but you could probably see, how it kind of looks. There we go. This is kind of what contrast does. You have saturation, which just kind of like gives things more color, right? That's the best way. Yeah. So -1 saturation is gonna make everything, black and white. The 1 saturation is gonna saturate everything. 0 is gonna be the default colors. And then we have tint color, which you probably may guess gives you this tint, right? This overlay, which I believe works with other stuff. So yeah. So you can actually change the tint color by changing stuff like the contrast and the saturation, and maybe even the brightness as well. Yeah, so you can make a game that looks like this, you know, which like this looks sick, right? This looks awesome. But yeah, we have that. Depth of field, which is a big one. You probably know what this means. Basically, like just things away from you are blurry, right? So these things, I'll be honest, I'm not too knowledgeable in what exactly these means, but as long as you just kind of tweak around, with them, you kind of start understanding what they mean. So far intensity seems to control just like how intense the blur is for far things, right? Focus distance, let me see. Okay, so the higher focus distances, the blurrier things are in front of you. Somewhat, right? So yeah, so if I'm close to something, it's gonna be blurry. But if I'm not, it's not blurry. So I have no idea why you would use this, but yeah, this focus distance, the higher it is, things around you are more blurry. And if it's 0, things around you are not blurry. We have in focus radius, which the lower it is, the like yeah, so the lower it is, then like there's just more blur on closer things, right? But then as you increase this number, then the radius of this blur also increases. So if it's really high, then the only thing that's blurry are like the edges of this base plate. But if I set it to very low, then the blur begins actually, to come here as well. And I have to get like really close to the base plate. Yeah, and then it becomes blurry. Like so. There we go. And then we have near intensity, which I think just changes the blur of like when it's near you, right? So if the blur is near us, this just changes the intensity of the near blur. Why would you use the near blur? I have no idea. But listen, some people are a little weird like that, okay? Yeah, so that's the depth of field, pretty nice. You can enable it, disable it to your heart's content. And then we have sun rays, which is just, let me see. Yeah, it's the effects of the sun, okay? So you can make it, very bright, like this. And the best part about this is that when you're not looking at the sun, you're not actually, there's not that big of a difference. But when you're looking at the sun, there is quite some difference, right? So you can make this, basically, yeah, small sun ray, huge sun ray, small sun ray, huge sun ray, like this. Bum, 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 bum. And spread, I believe, yeah, it's just like how spread the brightness is. So when it's really intense, like, yeah, it's huge, but okay, doesn't matter. But spread, it spreads around, right? Giving you this nice, not nice actually. It looks terrifying, but yeah, gives you this thing. And I've changed my mind on scripting the maiden. Actually, I mean, you know what? Actually, something I'm curious about. Are we even able to change the time from a local script? I mean, let's see. Game.lighting, right? What is it called again? Time of day is equal to, and then what did they say? Like, you need to do this. How did they say it? XX to, and then colon 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 colon. Okay. 0 1 0 0 0 0. So if I play the game, is this script gonna work? Oh, it is gonna work. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, well then you know what we can do? Actually, I don't even know. Would we be able to make the time constantly speed up? Because that'd be fun. We probably could, but then it would require too much coding, honestly. That's a challenge for you. Make a script which like every 0.5 seconds the time just gets increased. And then you're going to have a script where like the sun is like moving around the map really fast. That'd be fun, bro. That'd be actually insane. And if you make that, by the way, sign up to my newsletter and then you can email me like maybe just make like a module script and then email me the module, which would be awesome, bro. I would love that. And yeah, we are back to basics. Thank you for watching.